Hello everyone and welcome to this video. So in the last video I talked about the particular judgment, and close to the end I said that now that I already know that you would convert if it is proved that God exists, now I just have to prove he exists. So we have two ways basically to prove God exists through reason and empirical. While online we have a lot of resources where it proves God exists rationally. And the way that I conduct and I would like conduct my channel and my content is through the practical way. And this practical way is basically miracles, okay? But let me set up something. God created the universe, and this universe has rules, laws that we try to understand by studying, researching, and so on. Universe by itself, it would work, but saying that God created the universe and it's not in it is false, okay? It's the idea that God is the clock engineer, where he created the clock and now it's working, he stepped aside. But actually, not. We have levels of communion with God, and God Himself could intervene. Okay? There is a three type of intervention through grace. We have signs, wonders, and miracles. And the difference between these three is the goal. Okay, so the sign has the goal in the message. Okay, so for example, if you pray something like, "Oh God, please, should I do that thing or not? Please send a message, send a sign." And for example, something is explode in your kitchen, it's a sign, for example. We have wonder, and wonder has its focus in the reaction. So imagine a priest, a father, in the mass, for example, praying, is started levitating, for example. It would cause a lot of different reactions like fear, like surprise, whoa, the priest is levitating, something like this. This is focused in the reaction. And we have the miracle where the goal is the act itself. For example, we have cures. We have, for example, God said that if you say with faith to a mountain to step aside, it would do it. Okay, so obviously this action by itself is incredible. It would cause wonder, and it's a sign that God exists and it's listened to you. But the act itself that seems impossible is made, okay? And miracles can only be performed by God. And you might say, okay, but how about the other religions? So we Catholics, we do not say that the other God religions like goddess, deities, and etc., they do not exist. We just say they are not God, but fallen angels or demons, okay? Angels and even the fallen ones are pure spirit. We are in a universe that is matter inside of a spiritual universe, okay? Angels were created superior to us. They have total control over matter. But since some of them had fallen, God limited their power, their actions to protect us in two ways, like not only physically, but as well the merit that I will explain later. But angels are superior than us. They have total control over matter. Okay, the fallen angels can do everything except the miracles that, as I said, can only be performed by God. And you may say, okay, so for example, so a demon can make a table fly and spin around, but this is a wonder, it would cause fear. Okay, it's not a miracle. And I heard a lot of times this, that Catholics are too attached to miracles, apparitions, and etc. But that's because that's how God said he would confirm his presence. If we read Mark 16:20, we read, but they went forth and preached everywhere, while the Lord worked with them and confirmed the word through accompanying signs. So, as you can see, we read that God used miracles, signs, wonders to confirm His word, His presence. Since God used miracles to communicate, we are in a correct path. The more you get closer to the Catholic Church, more miracles you find. As I said, it's not like outside of the Catholic Church, supernatural thing does not exist, but they are not miracles. They are something that is wonders or signs, but they are not miracles. For example, if a demon makes someone sick and in quotes the cure happens, it's because these demons just went away. But only God, for example, can attach a soul into our body again. Resurrection, for example. Fallen angels cannot do it. So, per se, one Catholic saint has alone more than 33,000 miracles related to him, to his intercession. This saint is called Charbel Makhlouf. So, as I will try to show you, the more we get closer to the Catholic Church, more miracles we see. And as God said, He would confirm His word through miracles. About these signs, wonders, and miracle, we have two types of them as well: ordinary and extraordinary. The ordinary is something that could happen normally, but God acts by accelerating, boosting, changing a small thing, and this intervention is through grace. So it is a sign, wonder, or a miracle. So for example, imagine you get sick, for example, a fever. If you take care of your body, you would naturally get better. Okay? But God could intervene by boosting your healing, accelerating it, for example. This does not say that it's not a miracle, but not an extraordinary one. An extraordinary, for example, could be someone who has lost a leg, for example. God restore it, for example, or someone that is totally blind, God could heal it. So, for example, okay? And only extraordinary miracles are considered for canonization. So, it cannot be proved by science. And some people might say that in the past, the medicine wasn't that good, so everything could look like a miracle. But recently, we still have miracles, things that cannot be proved by science, by medicine, something that is labeled as impossible happen. And I will talk about some of them throughout the whole life of this channel to reinforce that we are in the correct way. We are in the Catholic Church where God confirms His word. P.S. We also have other supernatural expression acts such as exorcism, but it doesn't matter because you wouldn't believe anyway, you know? Like, it's not like if I say, oh, but there is exorcism. You just can say, like, it's false, for example. Anyway, I must warn, okay? Demons act in two ways. The same way, the same idea of the miracles, this intervention through grace, have the ordinary and extraordinary way, demons as well. Okay, the ordinary way is the temptation. Okay, basically suggestions to do something bad or to engage mentally in something against God. Okay, if we take all the report of demonic expression, only 1% of them are confirmed to be extraordinary actions, like vexation, infestation, and possession. And from all of it, only 1% is reported as possession. So basically, only one every 10,000 cases are reported as possession, so they are rare. Okay, and exorcists do not work alone. They have a group, they work in something like a staff, and one member of this staff are psychiatrists. Okay, so only when all possible about especially mental health are discarded, only then it can be considered possession. So the priest would perform the protocol in order to identify. So it's not like anything is called a demonic possession. And even when it's confirmed and the exorcism happens, it is still not shared like with all details to not be just attention grabbing to preserve the victim. Because imagine if people know that someone was really possessed, they would call them demon, they would attack, they would kill this person. So for safety not only of the person and the people close to this person, but the image of the church as well, to not be just like attention seeker, the exorcism case are treated carefully. And not only this, it's harder to believe. It's not like an atheist would read an exorcism story and would automatically start believing. So I will take my way with the miracles because we can access the science report talking about how that it's an impossible cause and it happened. Okay, so thanks for watching and I see you in the next video.